What's up, everybody? Hey, I be watching these videos and people be confused about what to call black people. They be calling them black and brown. Brown is not a term. Brown is not an official term on your paperwork. On your driver's license, when it say race, it won't say brown. It's gonna say black. And like I keep telling you, most people that come into America, immigrants, are classified as white. And now they might say their ethnicity is something else, but their race is classified as white. Most of them. If they come in from like a Spanish-speaking country, they come in from Europe, they're classified as white. Only ones they don't classify as that are not classified as white is usually people that come in from Africa or from the Caribbean islands. But if they come in here from Puerto Rico, Dominican Republic, Guatemala, Ecuador, Cuba, Mexico, the ethnicity is classified as Hispanic, but their race is classified as white. Me, on my paperwork, I'm classified as black. Sometimes they say African American, but I've never been to Africa in my life. And they say, well, you black, you come from Africa. Shit, the original man comes from Africa. That's where all race started, was in Africa. But when they use the term race, a race is a group phenomenon. It is a power relationship between groups of people. That's what a race is. Race is like another way of saying category. Real simple. But on my paperwork, like I was saying, I'm not classified as white. I mean as brown. Because I'm not black color-wise. I'm black as far as my race is concerned. On paperwork. And where that came from, when Europeans first came to America, they were classified as pilgrims. Then they went from being called pilgrims to being called Puritans. Then they went from being, and they were called Puritans, and they called Native American, and they called black people heathens. Then they went from being called Puritans to calling themselves Christians. But when Native American and black people started getting baptized, they couldn't use the term Christian anymore to separate the distinction between us and them. So they started calling themselves English. Then they went from being called English, but when the country started getting an influx of people from Southern Europe, they couldn't use the term English anymore because you had people coming in from Italy, you had people coming in from Sweden, you had people coming in from Germany. So they couldn't use the term English anymore. So they used their country, and American name to classify themselves. They would call themselves Irish American, Italian American, Swedish American, German American. So when black people fought the right to leave black neighborhoods and call themselves African American, they didn't want to use that term anymore. German American, Italian American, Irish American. They just started calling themselves white. They used the big umbrella white. They said, I'm white and you're black. And that's how the term white and black came about. And it was just to cause a distinction between us and them, or them and us. And that's where the term white comes from. And race, like I said, is a power relationship. It is a group phenomenon. You cannot compete unless you compete as a group. Now, black people cannot be racist. We can be bigoted, but we can't be racist because we have no group power. Like when you come into New York City and you see all them skyscrapers and all these buildings where you go into major cities of America, those buildings are owned by wealthy white people. And they're the ones who dictate policy and give the biggest donations to their party. And their party dictate the policies that take place in America. It's real simple. All right, y'all, take it easy.